call the meeting to order. Kate, could we have a roll call, please?
Sure. Member Campbell? Member Lewis?
Here.
Member Montgomery?
Here.
Member Nash? Member Rosenthal? Member Townsend? Here. President Miller?
Here. Okay, we do have a quorum established, so we can continue on with the meeting. I'd like to welcome all of our visitors to the meeting tonight. I would like you to join in with the board and recite the district mission statement, which is located at the top of your agenda. Within a safe and supportive environment, the mission of the Dominion School District 120 is to empower every student with the knowledge and skills to become a lifelong learner and responsible contributing members. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda.
I just have one recommendation, and that is to move item number 7, approval of staff hires. These would be coaching staff primarily, activity sponsors, to the executive session prior to any kind of action on those.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve the agenda minus number 7, which will be moved into executive session. Okay, Nancy, made that motion. Do we have a second? Seconded by Michelle. We need a roll call.
Member Lewis?
Yes.
Member Townsend? Yes. President Miller?
Yes.
Member Montgomery?
Yes.
Member Nash?
Yes.
And now we're moving on to...
Before we go on,
okay.
The consent agenda also had resignations, and I just wanted to make sure the public knows of the resignations. We had 3 coaching resignations that came in rather late, and they are middle school basketball, boys basketball, Mr. Disler, middle school football, Mr. Surjak, middle school volleyball, Ms. Nowak. So those resignations have been approved through the consent agenda. We have some high school students that have done extremely well in various things throughout their high school career, but above all, they've been awfully good test takers.
Very
Ms. Murphy has some things.
They're very nice test takers. It's my privilege to introduce 3 very, very nice young men of our senior class of 2011 who have received special recognition. And Austin Spillane has been recognized as a 2010 AP Scholar. Austin had taken 3 AP classes his junior year, AP Biology, AP Macroeconomics, and AP US History. And in those 3 classes, he had scored a 3 or higher in all 3 of those classes. And with that, he then gets chosen as an AP Scholar. So that is quite remarkable. However, and unfortunately, he doesn't receive any monetary award for this recognition from the College Board, but the acknowledgement will go on his various records that go on to his colleges that he may choose to attend in the future. And this year, I believe Austin is taking AP English and AP Government. Those are the other 2 that you're taking. So just want to wish you congratulations. And Austin, if you want to call the next 2 young men that I'd like to introduce, and Kevin Glick and Sam Bernard, they have been recognized as commended students in the National Merit Scholarship Program. And they scored in the, I guess, you were in the top 50,000 high scorers in the nation, and that's pretty impressive. They are candidates for special consideration for scholarships that are given by other corporations and businesses. So they are commended students for the National Merit Scholarship Program. Again, you'll be seeing great things about these 2 as well.
Band room and the discussion of some work to be done in the band room. Marty Johnson's here, school architect, and we had some bid openings today. Marty's got some information organized for you.
We had 3 bids in each of the 2 different categories. We split the work up between exterior work and some electrical. We had 3 bids in that, and then the interior work was the new carpeting. We had three quotes in that. So the first one was the exterior site work, and we had 3 bids. Low bid, which we would recommend, is Jackson Concrete of $8,173. Louis Trenching did come in second at $93.60, although they did not include a bid security, which we would consider that as a non-conforming bid. And then Harn Construction out of Freeport came in with $14,800. The second part of it was the interior work for the floor covering. We had 3 bids on that. There's a little bit of abnormality. Knaunz's bid did not include bid security, which again we would consider that a non-conforming bid. Also, he had a different number printed versus written out on his bid. He had wrote out 9,800, but he printed numerically 10,399. Whereas the VIP S bid is 10,800, but they did include bid security. So in that situation, we'd be recommending VIPS. They also did some of the work at the middle school this past summer. They were low bid, performed well, excellent products. So,
what does the bid security mean?
Bid security is it's an assurity that they're submitting a bid. It can be fulfilled for some reason. So typically, on a small bid like that, we've called out 10%. They could either give a cashier's check for 10% of their bid, or they can use an insurance bond through their insurance company. Harn Construction, for instance, they submitted a cashier's check for $1,480, and then all the other folks use their insurance companies as bid bond. The ones that did submit security. So again, our recommendations would be to go with VPS on the flooring and the Jackson on the concrete. I think they're both competitive bids that give good value for the work.
I had just one question I didn't have a chance to ask this morning, and that is the strong belief that we're going to be abating the tile contains asbestos that are in the bathroom. How does that abatement process take place from a bidding standpoint? Or are we really talking about very limited vendors that?
It's a very narrow list. It's more of a proprietary. There's only approved lists through a Springfield office, and most of those players are in the Chicago market, so it's difficult to get them to come out here. The company that we've contacted about 6 asbestos companies. The only one that's been really proactive in terms of responses back is environmental removal out of Dubuque. Mark Hogan, we've worked with him a lot. The issue we do have there is that he's saying he needs 9 working days to do the removal because of the steps in the band room and the amount of time it's going to take to pull up the material and get the old mastic up. He needs about 9 working days. So, given what we initially tried to do, we were initially only trying to budget 5 working days during the Christmas break. And with these 9 working days, what it's going to do is it's going to make the schedule go long. So, I think we need to talk about what's the right process of, can we get in a few days early? Do we need to make it run long? Or if it's too burdensome, maybe we postpone it until spring. The asbestos removal is, they're telling us as of today that they need the 9 working days. So, and then we need about 2 to 3 days to do the carpet install.
You know, the high school band concert is December 12th, and really as of Thursday or Friday that week, they'll be moving everything down to Turner Hall. And between after the concert and when they come back in January, he may not have a whole lot going on where they might be able to go to the middle school.
Yeah, I think if we could dialogue with Mr. Holland and see how we could work that out. It's a question of how burdensome it is on his schedule, but if what you've outlined, Nancy, I think that would be great.
And then what about the wooden shelving? Are we doing that internally, Dale?
Yes. David Phillips is working on that. We've got 2 different types. The one that is already set there, we see no reason to do anything with that. We did some investigative work to see whether or not it was wet underneath, and it was not. And our conclusion was the material that was on the floor kind of it was like a fiberboard, no, it wasn't fiberboard, but a different type of wood structure was probably what the bottom was for some of the issues with bad air. I don't know if it's mold or not, but it's certainly bad air. And that's going to be completely replaced and replaced by David's work and it'll be on wheels. And gives us some flexibility in use and gets it above the ground as well. Beth, what's your thoughts here in terms of that? I mean, obviously, we're talking about every other day to begin with.
Correct. Ben and I were just talking about the band. I think it can happen, but the full band, 90 kids going up to the middle school might not be a good situation, especially when they have math first block in the morning and the whole middle school. But it is every other day, and you're correct. I mean, their concert's over the 12th. It is going to be, we need a place to store all those instruments. We'll have final exams, however, those kids could probably go down to the cafeteria to take their exam. That's not an issue. I'm sure we could work around it somehow, Gail.
Talking 9 calendar days, Marty? I mean, or do they only work?
Yeah.
Well, it's 9, when they say 9 working days, I think we're talking during the week. I could approach them for Saturday, Sundays, but it's already an expensive process for that abatement, and now to put that into, I don't know if we want to pay that kind of premium, if we can all work out the schedule.
We have 5 days.
Nancy, you said the concert is which day?
The 12th, and see, they'll move stuff down there on the 9th or 10th, so one of those days would be free. And then, if you look at the 13th through the 17th, and if they use that Thursday or Friday, then they'd be done 2 or 3 days before Christmas.
If everything went,
Yeah.
if everything went okay.
Well, but everything's going to be out for that concert. So it might just be a matter, and so Gary Sharp may have someplace he can store it. He's the one that moves it.
That's true. And it's 4 or 5 days of where to put these kids.
Yeah, well.
One day would be
I think
indicated.
based upon the competitive bids, I would say we look at our schedule and try to make things work. And of course, we'd have to approach Mr. Holland, yeah, I'll be back in contact.
Oh, okay, we've got a gym open.
We could be setting up in person. Where is the middle school concert at? Is it also at Turner Hall's right?
No,
That's it, isn't it?
no, we moved it, yeah, it's in the middle school.
And that one's at 20.
That's the 20th?
I don't have my calendar.
Yep.
It's a Monday.
Well, that's the perfect solution.
Yeah, there you go.
You're going to be set up for band up there for rehearsal anyway, so you just have bad high school band go up for.
So there'd probably be 2,
Then we'll
maybe
do
3 days
LPE
at the
for a
most
while.
that they have to do someplace.
We didn't set up, but we set up in the gym, so we leave LPE for a while.
For a
What do
week.
you do for your own students? Oh, they're just set up on there.
They could come to the high school for TV. Cross, we don't want to miss that risk. They could cross country.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll figure something out.
I think we can figure something out.
I move the William Board of Education approve the following bid of Jackson Concrete and VIP's Roseanne Construction, and then also that put it in and discuss in regards to Mr. Holland on the start meeting.
Second. Okay, we've got a motion, and seconded. Okay, we need a roll call.
Member Townsend?
Yes.
Member Lewis?
Yes.
President Miller?
Yes.
Member Montgomery?
Yes.
Member Knapp?
This project is going to be performed with fire life safety funds. The troubles we had last summer and some of the ventilation issues that we have in that room clearly is something that would fit into this category of life safety issues.